Totally independent. Fiercely pursuing accountability on policy and implementation. It's time for another DJ Elf 7 candidate interview.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy DJ Elf 7. Now, actually, I'm interviewing all the New York City mayoral candidates running for office here in New York City, or trying to get that access. And actually, I have my first mayoral candidate right here. Very happy to meet him. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hi everybody, my name is Alny. I'm interested in running for New York City mayor next year in 2025. And let me introduce myself first. I originally is not from this country, from China, but I don't like Chinese government. Chinese government did a lot of wrong things, and also even in present times, he also did something is wrong. And I come to the United States in 2007, January 2007, in Troy University, studied public administration. That's a master's degree. And there I concerned about American politics, learn about American political system.
This way, is Troy University in the United States or is it in China?
It's Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Troy University?
Troy University.
Oh,
yeah.
Troy.
Troy,
Troy.
sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Okay. And even before, why I interested in politics? That's when I was 13 years old in 1982. I got a two-band radio, listening to Voice of America.
Okay.
Yeah, most Americans probably don't know what's called Voice of America, right?
Yeah.
Voice of America is American government radio.
Yeah.
They broadcasting internationally. Like China, you can listen to it.
Yeah.
But in America,
people probably know Al Jazeera. You probably know RT News, things like that.
Yeah.
Those are like the voices for those particular things, and Voice of America is like the U.S. version of that.
Yeah, that's right. In there, I started to have a window to know about American culture, American politics, American religions. Religions is the least because it's a government radio. You don't have a religion too much. But American culture, the basic is still religion, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was in Troy University, the second day I arrived there, it's January 17, I knocked the door of a church. It's called Church of Christ. Church of Christ, College Dale Church of Christ. I met Bobby and Adam and what his name is called Ork. His last name is called Ork. Yeah.
Okay.
We met these three people and keep along with them and study Bible. And every Thursday afternoon, I talk with Rick Cochran about the Bible, study Bible Act. Then study from there. I communicate with American society very close.
Sure.
And at the same time, I don't communicate with Chinese society too much. Why? Because I know I should know American more.
Well, let me ask a little bit of questions about that. I don't usually do this, but just want to find out a little bit deeper. So, the thing is that you said that you're actually from China, correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What part of China?
Xi'an. Actually, Xianyang, terracotta warrior.
Where is that?
Terracotta warrior.
Yeah. So is that near Beijing?
No, not in Beijing. Xi'an.
Is that near Beijing? Is that near?
Not near. It's in center of China.
Oh, central China.
Center of China. Yeah. It's just a division about the north and the south.
So there's not a lot.
China's big. The division about south and north. They have a mountain.
Most people in East China, Central China is not very populated, right?
Central. It's just at the edge about the west and the east and the north and the south. Just on the edge about that. It's just still popular. Most people at the east side.
Okay.
But this is just on the edge, the middle east, middle west, middle north, south.
So if you were Hong Kong or Taiwanese or things like that, right, would it be immediately apparent, right, like maybe why you're actually not really happy with the CCP? But as in terms of your own background, right, you were born and raised
like
in
I
China.
said, when I was 13 years old, you have not too many conceptions about communism yet because you're still a child.
Okay.
But I listened to Voice of America. It totally changed myself, different from every Chinese ordinary person.
Okay.
I've been kind of making friends with my surroundings because my thinking is totally different. Although it's a radio, but the radio have a very big window for people. For example, American culture is about serve, right? Okay. Serve is a very important fact in American culture. In the radio, I heard the teacher side. Now let's the English teacher read this sentence for you. only this is for you, but in China, no, not Chinese people outside. Listen, follow me, similar like that. But this announcer side read this sentence for you. As a teacher for student. In America, we think it's very normal, right? But in China, totally different. Because teacher is a private class. Student need to always need to obey the teachers, obey the seniors, similar to that, obey the supervisors, similar to that culture. It's totally different. So from there, I think American culture is totally different culture. So I listen to Voice of America almost every day.
Okay.
Yeah, it not only improve my English, also give me a very important windows for me to see the American culture.
Okay.
That's from 13 years old.
So really, that's usually how it first started off. Like, what's your entry or your like journey as like the political space? So I guess your political awakening occurred from watching Voice of America, like back in China.
Actually, it's listen to Voice of America. At that time, no TV program. Just listening to it, because the Voice of America, there's a lot of announcers or broadcasters. They speak English, right? They have two versions. One is English, one is Mandarin. At the very beginning, when I listen to the English version, it's very difficult. But I keep listening. One time, two times, three times I recorded. One time, two times, three times I repeated by myself. Then gradually learned a lot.
Okay.
That's why my pronunciation as English is a little bit better than many like immigrants.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have some other questions regarding that? So the thing is that being Asian American myself, we learn about things like I think the Chinese people call it like 100 years of shame or something like that.
Oh, that way.
Western countries came in and were like selling opium and things like that, getting Chinese people hooked on opium, things like that, which are concerning, which is not necessarily good, right? What's your vision? I feel conflicted myself about that. How did you end? Like I know, like in China.
What's my view on that, right?
How did you? Yeah.
I understand it. That's two edges. Like a sword have two edges.
Right.
Like a knife have two. You can cut the vegetable, right?
Sure.
You can also use it to kill people, right? So like that one, that's 100 years shameful error for me. It's good more than bad for Chinese people.
Right.
Because at that time, Chinese culture is kind of a closed system.
Yeah.
It's a closed
Very
system.
elitist.
If no Western world, that's okay. But we live in an earth that communicates with each other. We need to talk with each other. We need to communicate with each other. So that's a sealed system, or this closed system is not good.
Interesting. Okay.
So when it's not good, you need to break it. How to break it? That's a Western world use gun, use cannon, right? It's hard because a lot of Chinese people were killed. That's not good. But that's the only way for Chinese people to change themselves. Even in national party, Chinese national party, Chinese national party, Taiwan's government right now. Before 1949.
So the Chinese National Party.
Yeah, that's right.
The government of Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan.
Okay,
Now it's in Taiwan. Before it's management in the whole China mainland. At that time, a lot of Chinese culture is very, very practical. They have different peoples, different diversities. Although the economy has a problem, but they have a lot of culture issues that's very, very good compared with very ancient time, even before BC. That's a lot of Confucius time, right? In Confucius time, China have a Confucius, and in national parties management time, they have a lot of heroes, a lot of artists, a lot of authors, a lot of culture.
So different people come to with a political space, and they have different ideologies. Some people say they're socialists. We know like AOC is a socialist. We have people that say they're capitalists. We have people that say that they're environmentalists. Sometimes they say they're conservatives. There's different models, political models that people follow. What political ideologies do you follow? Or?
I follow neither.
Okay.
I call myself free capitalism.
Okay.
Free capitalism That means freedom and capitalism. Only seeking for money is okay, but it's limited. Only seeking for freedom without money also limited, but still okay. But what I'm concerned about is we make a balance, freedom and money. The both they can go to the same way to make people feel happy. For example, Christian, right? A lot of Christians are very poor. They still feel happy. That's okay. But some people is poor but not feel happy. So that's based on their requirement. They probably need to have more money to support their life, to pursue their life goals. But some people have a lot of money but they are not happy, right? That's why I call myself free capitalism. Like in the future, I want to build a statue called a free capitalism. A statue.
A stadium or a studio?
Studio, sorry.
A studio?
No.
A stadium?
Stadium, no. Statue Liberty. Statue,
Okay.
sorry, statue, my pronunciation. Okay. I built a statue in New York. That's not a Statue of Liberty. Not a capitalism. Capitalism don't have maybe have a ball, the copper ball in Wall Street, right? Okay. That's animal. Only seeking for money is not work. Only seeking for freedom without money also not work. You need to seek a balance. Different people have different views. Some people have more money, less freedom. Some people have more freedom, less money. But it depends on different people's pursuit goal over the life. That works. Right. That's my goal for every New Yorkers to design for them all in plans to fit their life goals, okay. To feel freedom and to feel happy.
You know, a lot of people say they're this or they're that, but one thing that really, within any system, there's going to be a lot of different proponents, a lot of different factions and people with different ideas. Mm-hmm. So one thing that can help us to really understand your idea of free capitalism might be to, are there any particular political thinkers or, policymakers who you feel are influences to yourself or who you're inspired by?
Yeah, for myself, I'm thinking for freedom and money. I think myself is a very good example. My dress is good, but I don't have too much money.
Okay.
I don't have too much money. But my freedom, we should say, freedom is another type of wealthy. People should understand that, yeah. Right? Because you have money also seeking for freedom. Money is for freedom. By means of money, you can seek for freedom. Yeah. But freedom is that destination about everybody's happiness.
They say that, there's a saying that the poor and the rich have different types of freedom.
That's
and
right.
The people in the middle are stuck in the rat race in their own type of.
So different people have different design for their life. Nowadays technology also make it possible. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Okay.
Elon Musk, he designed affordable housing.
Okay.
Not affordable housing. He designed a house, economy house, and only costs $100,000.
Okay, maybe it's true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very good house. It's very modern style, but suited for many people, but don't cost too much. That's a very good development for people seeking for freedom, but don't need to purchase too much money. So you don't need a luxury house cost 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 10 million, 100 million. No, not necessary. This smaller affordable housing is also very good for people, everybody, to meet everybody's life.
Maybe we'll see. I really don't know so much about that, but I guess I could learn more. I have seen a couple pictures here and there, but I don't really know so much about that. But it's good to know.
Sure.
So you feel like Elon Musk is actually yourself, or actually?
Yeah, that's right. And now Elon Musk also living his housing, his new designed housing. It not cost too much, but really, you can look at the picture. Okay. It's very good, very nice house.
Different, I've interviewed over 100 candidates so far all around the nation, and I think I have like 30, 40 interviews with just candidates from New York City itself. And people come to become candidates from a very wide range of backgrounds. Some people are beginners to the political game, some people are very experienced, they've been elected to office several times before. What are you most proud of accomplishing that's relevant towards, being a mayor of New York City?
Okay. My capacity kind of very complex. Before I can focus on is international issues,
Okay.
like Ukraine war, Middle East, Communist China, Taiwan district, and North Korea. It's always international issues. My major is public administration, but I concern the party is always international issues. But now I focus on local issues because I'm running for New York City mayor. International, I consider about New York City as a part of the United States. And the United States is a part of this world, the earth, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we consider about immigrants, it's not a part of America.
Okay.
That's similar consider about America is not a part of this world, because immigrants come from this world. And also before pilgrims come to America, Indians is a Native American, right?
Right.
So we almost all is immigrants. But nowadays things changed. But we can have a bright idea to think how to deal with these immigrants. Immigrants come to America. They're thinking more is freedom, not money. But now America gives immigrants a lot of benefits that hurt America itself,
Okay.
right? That's immigrants don't care. Why? Because they have more money. That's good.
So
but they're more concerned
so-
about the freedom. So we need to give them freedom, not money. Like build in America another system, like build them in Hong Kong and Singapore.
Okay.
Why
so
not?
wait a minute. Okay. So the question once again, right? I'm not sure if you really understood. Was the question is like, what are you most proud of achieving? Did you do some work as in terms of like the migrant crisis? Did you do some type of like, what are you most proud of achieving, right? Because a lot of people have different ideas and policies that they have that they thought of. I'm not mad at that, but what are you most proud of achieving as in terms of like politically or within leadership?
Yeah, I understand. Like, I short for it, like build a smaller city municipal government,
Okay.
a bigger council district government, bigger district government. For example, some districts may be friendly to immigrants, some districts are not friendly to immigrants, right? That's okay. And some district, his sanitary is good. Some district sanitary is not good. Some district safety is good. Some district safety is not good. But compared with this, that the municipal government, like New York City municipal government, have two systems. One called subject system, another called object system. Subject system consider about each council recommended one person, one expert, consider about a committee. They ranked every council district. Give rank safety, immigrants friendly, and every kind of issues public concern, right? And another system called object system. That's the city government hired the whole nation expert to give a object like this district. His safety is not good, but is friendly to immigrants, right? Give an object good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. So every month or every week we have this public this information to all the peoples in New York City.
But
So-
yeah, I understand that you have like different ideas and stuff. But what's your have you ever implemented these ideas and actually these things like were actually running, or were like is it just ideas you have, or have you actually accomplished or served these communities?
Let's use the international issues to explain this idea.
Well, I'm really more concerned.
Yeah, I understand.
about your accomplishments. What have
Understand.
have you accomplished things on the international? I mean, if you
I
have,
give you, it's not I accomplished it. Like Belgium, right? Belgium, Holland, right? Sweden,
yeah,
and Denmark, right?
right,
These smaller countries in Europe, they develop much better than Great Britain.
okay,
They're much better than the United States,
yeah,
right? So why not the United States can follow the similar system but don't against the federal law to do that?
Yeah.
That's my consideration about our smaller smaller city municipal government, but a bigger council district government.
right. The question here is really right because people can always someone could copy your words, right? Someone could say, oh, look, I also believe in this Belgian thing. I also believe, right? But the thing is that by asking about your accomplishments, it helps differentiate you and see, like, your implementation of this plan. Because everybody can repeat your words, right? But what's your body of work that gives people the ability to trust in your management and leadership?
You can ask me questions, challenge me.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Hey, sometimes people can be new to the game, and doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad, right? Or that that's just part of this interview series. So
that's right.
Refine it. So it's okay. We can work together, and once again, having the right policies can be a winning formula. And that's where actors like myself can really work together. So that's the first half of the interview. Now the next half of the interview is going to ask about different policies that you have.
Yeah, that's right.
So the thing is that I work with a lot of different, allies, right? As minorities, we cannot win without coalition. So one of the groups that I work with is going to be, the media, the free press, right? They have a lot of, right? I know you're trying to get covered as a candidate.
Yeah.
And a lot of the mainstream media has already picked which candidates are going to be viable, or who they're going to listen to and who they're not going to listen to. And that doesn't seem very fair or open. So one of the things, have you heard of someone named Assange?
Assange? Who's Assange?
WikiLeaks.
What?
WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks.
What do you mean WikiLeaks?
Julian Assange. Okay, so he's probably one of the most famous political prisoners in the world. And he actually released how the CIA was actually doing something called double taps. So the thing is that there would be people going in, there would be like a war going on, maybe Iran or Iraq, something like that. And then what happens is that the armed forces move in, and then the armed forces leave, and then that's the first tap, right, where they blow up the bad guys. And then what happens is that the second tap, double tap, is then the medical personnel go in, right? And they're not supposed to shoot them, but they pull the trigger and shoot them anyways. They double tap.
Oh, yeah. It's in Brooklyn, right?
No, WikiLeaks actually is. There's quite. He was actually, I think, in Europe for a while. Actually, he was staying at the Ecuadorian embassy for a while, Julian Assange, and then now he was recently released
You mean
time served?
You mean the wrong judgment, right? The judge gives you wrong sentences.
Well, really, the question is about like freedom of speech and about like journalistic access. Right?
Oh, yeah, I understand. It's Australia, right?
Oh yeah, Australia.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's right.
What's your position on Julian Assange?
It's kind of very controversial for me. To be honest, my point of view probably not so considered very well.
Okay.
But my impressed like this. A country is a secret.
Okay.
We need to keep it.
Okay.
We need to keep it because in countries, top leader they think something, and spread to ordinary people, they'll cause problem.
Okay.
It causes problem. So free speech is okay, but we also need regulations.
Okay.
Some secret is we need to keep it. We definitely need to keep it.
Okay.
But for his case, I think first, did he know the American federal law against him to do that thing? Did he know?
Okay.
Ask your question.
Well, okay, like in that case, right? Remember this information I think was released internationally. So is American federal law 100% relevant here? Also, the thing is that other news channels like New York Times also they published the data. Remember, he was not involved in actually getting the data, right? That was actually by someone named I forgot her name.
No,
but,
like my question is like this: is the federal law formed before this guy released that secret, or after? That's very important.
There's different.
No different, just before or after.
There was a long history. Some of it was before and some of it was after, and there was different issues because one of the things, like remember I told you about before about the double taps, but that wasn't just he also leaked a whole bunch. He leaked Hillary Clinton's emails. He leaked a whole bunch of things many times. So it wasn't just one issue. So
I understand when you see the long history.
Andrew Yang said that Julian also released the positions of undersea cables
When you see a long history, that probably means this law not formed yet
Yeah.
when he released the story, right? Even this way, he's afraid.
Well, just for my allies, right? I'm actually
He's afraid. When the government formed the law, you kind of sentence people that don't have the law before.
Right.
That's totally wrong.
But
When
you
the
could-
law was started,
You could have whatever position you want, and this is just to let my viewers know, right? And
Yeah,
my
sure.
allies that I work with, I am actually also worked on the Assange activists and stuff. So some of my people that are also involved with that fight will want to know, right? That's I do not speak to a popular audience. I speak to a audience that really focuses on issues that we can work with in common.
Yeah.
So it's just good for my allies to know where we stand on that. Now,
Yeah, I
now
understand.
another group that I work with is, you said that you guys have worked with the Yang Gang before, which is interesting. We know that Andrew Yang popularized or repopularized the idea of UBI, Universal Basic Income. What's your position on Universal Basic Income? So the thing is that I know that you work with you also work with Andrew Yang, right? He's actually probably one of the most prominent Asian American politician. I have my own issues with him. You can see some of my work with on that angle, but you may be familiar with one of the political things that he introduced or reintroduced called UBI, Universal Basic Income. What's your position on Universal Basic Income?
you mean my basic income?
Universal basic income. That was a popular idea. That was an idea popularized by Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang. Oh, okay.
Everybody receiving a certain, amount
Okay.
of money
Yeah.
just for being a U.S. citizen.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not familiar with this question, to be honest.
Okay.
But I understand Andrew Yang, he is a good person. To be honest, he's a good person.
Okay.
But he lack of deep understanding about the political system. No, he don't.
Okay.
And that
I agree
limited
with that.
him run for president. If he is deep understanding about the American political system, this is not a kind of about living in America, how long time you live there, you will be guarded. No, it's called talent.
Okay.
Talent is the burn you have, not you learn to have.
Okay.
Learn to have is called skills, like computer skills. You can learn, you can got it. But talent, you got it, you got it, you didn't got it, you got it. Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
not everybody could be Taylor Swift as a female, right? That's
No.
called talent, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I understand.
Interesting. Okay. Another question that I'm going to have is another group that I work with is people with disabilities. Now the thing is that right now people who are actually people that are give me a second. Oh,
Sure.
you got in? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they gave you a thing, huh? Okay. So the thing is that people with disabilities are allowed to be paid sub-minimum wage. Now we know that minimum wage is often tacked to different, poverty indexes, things like that. Now, if people with disabilities are, less productive, I understand where we could make up that difference with maybe subsidies and things like that. But if you think about people with minimum wage, people with disabilities, would you support people with disabilities at least being given a minimum wage lifestyle? If they're doing work and stuff like that?
Like, that's a very good question.
Yeah, we support minimum wage for people with disabilities.
Yeah, I have a plan for employment that solve the HR problem. HR is the biggest waste about human resource.
Okay.
Why? Because I have a new system. Like, if you apply for a job, for example, for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Or for myself,
Okay.
I apply for three kind of the decent job, the most interested job. These three employers have to accept me.
Okay.
These three, if one accepts me, I need to refuse another, withdraw another two. I got this one, but this one is in queen. First applied, first accepted. But you working there for 3 months. In these 3 months, you can resign anytime. But the salary decided by the employer.
Okay.
You can give you the highest the salary in this position.
Okay.
They all can give you a basic salary.
Okay.
Even don't give you salary. What another two? The position for standing on the employer's standing. Every position has 3 candidates.
Okay.
One is formally, you hire this person, you give him a good salary, as you planned before. another minimum wage.
Right.
But minimum wage, you can decide that the minimum wage not directly pay the employee, but pay the employer. Employer decided to give the minimum wage to these two people. One is don't have any benefits, but working for you. You can decide to these two people how much you pay them, even, or all to one or to another. Is your option. Is the employer's option.
Okay.
But if you don't satisfy anybody in 3 months, after 3 months, you can fire anybody.
Okay, so just quick, I understand that, right? The employer should not be forced to, have a certain employee if that employee is not productive, right? I get that too. But just to really hone in on the actual answer to the question itself, right? Do you support minimum wage for people with disabilities or not?
I support that.
Okay, good to know. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
But also encourage them to working.
I understand. Okay. Let's move on to the next question, right?
Because nobody don't want to have not working that's not happy.
Right. Okay. Yes. Exactly. I did actually mention that before.
Yeah.
Right? So that is actually that's fair too, right? If they're not working, right? Minimum wage. So
yeah, that's right. In this way, if you want working, almost a zero unemployment rate.
Okay. Let's move on to one of my other another one of my allies, the trans community. Now we know that people who are trans face a lot of discrimination in their job discrimination. They face housing discrimination. So this is a hypothetical question. We know that people who are trans often find themselves needing public housing because they face discrimination from the job, stuff like that. So they really have no place to live. They're trying to find a place, So the thing is that whether you agree with their lifestyle or not, right? So here's the hypothetical. Let's suppose that 10% of the people who are applying for public housing are trans, right? And then we find that only 1% of the people actually living in public housing are trans.
Okay.
So wait, let me just finish the question, right? So we go and ask, right, before we make any moves, we consult with the trans community. We ask them, why do you think this discrepancy is happening, right? We see 10% people applying, only 1% getting in. They say we're being discriminated against, we're getting beat up, right? People are treating us badly. We're leaving of our own reasons because people are beating us up, treating us unfairly. Now, there's no law saying you can discriminate against trans people, but we see that this is happening. So, for yourself, right? How will you actually, whether you agree with their lifestyle or not, how will you fair access for this community to government services? And
that's government too big. Like a city municipal government is too big. I'll make it local. How to do it? I suggest the federal government and the state government have a face-to-face interview, like we interview each other, right?
Okay.
The rich people help poor people. For example, if you got $100 million each month or each year, you definitely need to pay tax, right?
Okay.
We give you another option. Have a poor people's bank. You can select which one to interview with them, then give them support. This will be recorded by the government instead of a tax.
Right.
So in this way, the rich people will know where his money going, and the poor people will know who support him, which rich people support him, and encourage him to be to away from power.
Okay.
Poor.
If you remember this question, right? There's also a question of 10% and 1%, right? So this actually, if we see once again the trans community is not really, they're applying for housing, and 10% of them are trans applying and only 1% are getting in. How do you use data to try to fix the problem? Do you actually apply quotas somehow, or how are you going to actually use that data to actually try to, or do you use the data at all, right? Or do you not trust the data? How do you use the information to make decisions?
I don't use data. Actually, like rich people selected.
Yeah.
We have a lot of rich people in America.
So you're saying that the data is biased towards rich people.
That's right.
Priorities. Yeah,
That's
I
right.
agree with that. Okay.
Yeah. So that rich people decided. Rich people support you. You got support. You don't got support. Still have government to support you.
That's right.
Like rich people select a certain group of people support enough, right? But still have a little bit, probably that's government support you less,
Okay. So
but still got support.
So so the thing is that, just so you know, the Medicaid system, right? When people fill out their Medicaid forms, they will say oh, I'm African American, I'm white, whatever. And then this is actually used to try to see if there's bias within the system.
That's
So,
right.
that's one particular way that's been proposed to actually combat discrimination against the trans community in housing. But maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Right? There's other issues that come up with that as well.
Yeah.
So you can see how over 100 candidates have responded to that particular question
Yeah.
on my interview series. There's another issue. Have you ever heard something called right to repair?
This system, like I said, rich people face-to-face talk with poor people to help almost everything.
Okay.
In this way, Congress or state government or state, no matter is assemblyman or senator or the New York City council member, they solved a lot of problems because rich people face-to-face talk with people who want to help. Who want to help poor people. Poor people just apply for rich people to have an interview with them. Not instead of like give you another option to pay tax.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
So people like government only need to evaluate how this system works better, or like it works. If people have problems, can solve the problem. Not force rich people cost too much money or less money.
Right.
Poor people have too much benefits, and sometimes our system give poor people too much benefits, more than the necessary,
Sure. Okay.
because it's just one policy matched for everybody. Does not work because people's need is different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's different things that the city does, the state does, and the federal government does.
Mm-hmm.
What particular parts of the government? Because we covered some issues today, right? New York City takes care of the schools, the police, things like that. Are there any particular areas of specialty or different ideas that you have for plans to change up New York City as if you were elected to mayor?
Yeah, like schools and safeties, employment, and immigrants. These all issues is happened. Almost everything is happening from a local community.
Correct.
So that's why I need to make a local community bigger, local government bigger, but the municipal government, the city government smaller. Only evaluate.
What's the difference between local government and city government? Is a local city one of
As a New York City mayor, I can only control city council, right?
Okay.
I kind of can control the federal government, like Congress, senator,
Okay.
right? I kind of control over that. But I try to make example to this city government and the federal government. If this is successfully, the city government and the federal government will follow it.
Okay.
It will make a less government official, but more or effective government management.
Okay. So
Government is not because it's big or small.
Okay.
It's just based on how it did a good job or bad job.
well, this is just a good introductory.
So that's also different from Democrat side is a bigger government, right? Republican side is smaller government. This is not related with that. We need to measure the government big or small, just based on how they did a good job, how do they did reasonable jobs.
Okay.
Like I said, local government is bigger. Can I say the government is small? It's no.
I
Like a
think,
municipal government, the city municipal government is smaller. Can I say it's big? No.
I think this discussion is probably good for another interview. I think this is just a good little introduction to your campaign. Do you have a website or do you have social
Yes, I
media?
have a website.
So what is that? How can people follow your work?
Let me say, you probably can't scan this one. Facebook, you can search for Joe Alny, Joe spelled Joe, Alny spelled Alny. Alny is I give my last name, is Alabama, New York, short for Alabama, New York. Alabama, NY, New York. Joe Alny for mayor 2025 on Facebook. You can check it.
Actually,
And from the Facebook, you can go to any.
Right. Now they have your information. How can people, do you have any upcoming events that people have to look forward to, or any particular plans coming up for your campaign?
Campaign. My first consideration is a fundraising.
Okay.
We need to have enough money, but not too much. Like I said, like Eric Adam has about 60 million or 80 million.
Yeah.
We only have 1/3 of it. We can do a great job, even beat him.
Right,
Because
so-
our policy is totally different. In history, we try to build New York City, the best in history, because of change the root about the political system.
All right, so there may be fundraisers coming up. We're going to keep you in contact with that. Talk with him that like off channel. Besides fundraisers, anything else coming up?
Other things, I encourage people, volunteers, communicate with our campaign team.
We may have some New York City mayoral debates coming up on this channel.
Yeah.
Contact him and other mayor candidates, and we're going to see where we could go with this. So thanks for tuning in, folks. All right, Joseph Alny, check him out. Yeah. God bless. All right, thank you.
It's a dark day in our nation when high-level authorities will seek to use every method to silence dissent. The truth must be told.
And if you want the truth, you need to check out independent media producers just like myself, DJ L7. You should subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications when I release a new video.
Truth of these
We are
words
on all
is
the
beyond
major
doubt.
platforms. That includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Unfortunately, we have definitely seen that these mainstream outlets will cave to corporate interests, so we encourage you to join our independently moderated communities of Reddit and Discord. We also encourage you to subscribe to us on BitChute and Dailymotion so you can see the content that YouTube doesn't want us to let you see. Hey, now it's time for the most important part of the video. That's right. It's time for us to tell you about the Taking Action Group. Do you need an activist? Or maybe there's no activists around willing to help you with your cause and you need to learn to become an activist. That's exactly why we're here. Every week we get up with people from across the nation, in fact even sometimes internationally, and we develop strategies and a game plan to address the issues that are affecting all of us. Every week myself from New York City and of course my co-host Lisa from Los Angeles provide a coast-to-coast perspective on what's going on in the country. If you want to donate to help out with expenses, travel, equipment, stuff like that, then I definitely appreciate it, and you can hit us off at Venmo or PayPal. Thanks a lot. Hey, by the way, we also have a merch store, so check it out. Oh my goodness, it seems like you've reached the end of the video, so make sure you check out some of our other videos, make sure you subscribe. This is your last chance to do so thanks a lot, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment below if you have any questions or issues you'd like me to address. And if you're an activist, the time to make things happen is now.